I am just now getting video feed. They both started for me. How about you, Fetch?
Yeah, they both just started for me.
Alright, nice. We're getting Moon Pearl in Link's house. Holy
Wow.
moly. These guys are ready to go to Dark World. That's fantastic out of the gate. There is one problem with finding Moon Pearl in Link's house. As they get more and more gear, letting them get to Dark World, possibly go fight Aghanim, that's going to be a choice that they have to make. If I get Cape, if I get a leveled up sword, do I go fight Aghanim now? I have the Pearl. I can run around. No bunny strats here.
Mm-hmm.
Time will tell. Get themselves a fighter sword. Xita, just nothing, no bad movement whatsoever. Glad to see what he has to offer. Bombs, 3 bombs, and a Moon Pearl.
So bombs are definitely not a problem.
Bombs, especially having 3 of them right now, means that these guys do not have to farm, unless they want to for money or something else. They can just move forward throughout the escape, save Zelda, and get to town. Having 3 bombs also means that they're getting 3 extra chests during the escape. They will not have to backtrack.
And like Sacred taking that early hit from the guard right outside of the castle, so.
Oh, I saw it. He's getting bodied all over the place in the Light World Hellway there. He got hit as well. Xita getting bodied by a blue guard. He came in with the intent to do a spin attack, to poke him into the wall and do a spin attack to kill him.
Oh yes, sometimes I mean, like with that, you just have to. If you don't get that poke right at the very beginning, it's kind of hard to fix that.
Yeah, but he handled it all right. Killed the guy, and while the key was flying up in the air and unobtainable, he went ahead and
it was definitely a good.
That's what this game is all about. Recoveries like that. It's very read and react. Xita, great poke strat into the wall with the key guard here in Boomerang Room.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Unfortunately, grabbing a key and then finding a map, or vice versa. Boy, I knew they were going to find something magical. I knew it.
But yeah, seeing the map that early on, I mean, that definitely encourages you to actually go into the bombed wall later and escape. I don't know what that's called. And I apologize for not knowing what most of these things are called.
There's nothing super special in the sewers in those 3 chests in the vanilla game. It's some bombs, arrows, and some money. So it is forgettable. Whoa, blue mail. Somebody called blue mail in Link's house in the chat. They were pretty close. I'm liking how this seed is panning out, well, at least the escapes segment. Good sequence of items so far.
Mm-hmm. Having Moon Pearl and blue mail for even just for early half damage right now.
Whoa, what happened here? I didn't catch where, but SacredHooves has blown through 2 of his bombs. Now, having 1 bomb is important for this escape, it's nice. But having 3 is super cozy because going into Kakariko Village, there are 3 places that you're going to want to bomb.
Yeah, I apologize for missing it too, but apparently he used that on the ball and chain guard.
Oh, wow.
Which is something I haven't seen lately.
It's not a bad plan if you're desperate, I guess.
Yeah, and Xita went with the pot strats, so...
Yep, you sure did. 2 pot is fast, you're not throwing away... I mean, you're giving up maybe a second or 2 to go back and grab a pot. But full health as well coming out of it. 3 hearts under each of those 3 pots. Looks like Xita, with a little bit of a lead, he's going to be heading into the sewer segment of the escape. Yep, he's on his way in. About a mantle push away is what's determining this race right now.
Yeah. But as we know, that I mean, just even this little bit of time difference between them doesn't really mean anything the early game.
Chat has also pointed out that audio is coming from Xitaczz stream. I'm not sure if there's any pertinence to that information, but it looked like it was important, so I'm relaying the information to everybody.
Oh
Good?
yes, I believe since he's in the lead, I believe that could be it.
Maybe.
So
SacredHooves
far.
doing a little bit of farming, while Xitaczz just goes straight through these dark rooms, not stopping at all, grabbing a chest
Yeah.
and moving as fast as he can.
Yeah, and SacredHooves actually got a few bombs off of the farming too.
Yep.
So
He got back. He got back to his 3 total. Wasting time earlier forced him into some early farming now, or late farming now. Northwest rat key for SacredHooves. That's unfortunate.
all right, and here we have
Nothing you
Xitaczz
can do
going.
about it.
Yeah, here we have Xitaczz going into the 3 chest room. Let's see what he gets.
Arrow upgrade and some money and junk. Nothing terrible. Ooh, SacredHooves wasting a second bomb, or I guess that would be a 3rd bomb now during the escape, blowing up some rats. Xitaczz pulling just ever so slightly ahead in each room of this escape.
Yes, so far both basement runs have been pretty well done.
I saw an accidental key push for a hotkey on SacredHooves emulator. Said turbo deactivated. Turbo will not help you in this game in any way whatsoever. So
Oh no, it definitely won't.
no worries there. It was just the hotkey accidental press for sure. Xitaczz, I think I caught it. It was a 613 escape in randomizer or in the randomizer world. That is a decent escape for sure.
Yes, it is. Especially whenever you're going toward the second lantern chest and in the bomb wall. All right, Xitaczz definitely not checking the what loot is.
SacredHooves. Oh, sorry to interrupt you there. SacredHooves in the IRC. That's why he was paused. He was saying, I smacked my turbo Y by mistake. I let him know to just keep going, that it's nothing that would have given him an advantage whatsoever. Though, before his next race, I'm sure he'll want to get in there and turn off all of his hotkeys for his emulator.
Definitely. All right, here we have SacredHooves skipping Lumberjack Cave and the Lost Woods to go straight into Kakariko.
Junk. Puts his last bomb down, doesn't he? Actually opts out of throwing the bomb across that rock, which you'll see most runners do. He was not going to waste his last bomb. And he found a bottle with a bug in it, I think? Possibly a golden bee.
Yes, that is a golden bee.
Golden bee is a pretty cool, I guess you could call him a pet, because you release him and he helps you out. I mean, regular bees do as well. The only downside is golden bee will lag your game out. You cannot walk around diagonally while you have a golden bee on screen.
Oh, and here we had SacredHooves trading 100 rupees for 300.
Yeah, great.
That hardly almost never happens.
Link the stock trader. Powder, magic powder. This has been a pretty cool Kakariko village. They're getting a little overpowered set of gear. Now look at SacredHooves wasting those bombs during escape, knowing he even boomed the stairs. He knows, I have some backtracking to do. But at least he has money. He just invested that 100 for 300.
Definitely.
Or yeah, 100 for 300. He can go buy some bombs for 50 bucks. Might cause some farming later. It'll be alright.
Oh, and here we have Xitaczz picking up the bow, which SacredHooves is definitely going to have to backtrack to get.
Yeah, we know he's going to get it, but he's losing time having to backtrack after, dropping the bombs in escape.
And so far, neither of them have checked the map to see what each Light World dungeon has, if it's a pendant or crystal.
Yep. Give it time, and I'm sure both of these guys will be wondering, where do I go next? So we will get to see the maps sooner or later, or both of the maps, Light World and Dark World. 10 bombs in his pocket. Xitaczz with 0, even though he did find, he's going to need more as well, unless he's already checked the old lady hut. I don't think he has. I think Sacred is going in first.
Yeah, Sacred's going in there first. Xitaczz has yet to check there because he's going to the salesman.
Yep, he just invested his money as well. Oh, Zeta did check. We are being corrected. Mountain and desert are crystals. Sweet, sweet. Good looking out, C-Roll.
All right, yeah. Thank you, C-Roll.
Here we go with the backtracking. Sacred's going to be really happy with himself, knowing I came back to this place with the bombs and I checked. He could have easily skipped past it. Oh, it's just going to be junk. You know, there's nothing there. No, it's the bow. He's going to be glad he came back.
All right, and here goes Zeta with his second bottle with a B.
Mm-hmm. He's also buying bombs now, so Sacred wasting his bombs earlier doesn't mean he actually wasted too much money. His second visit to that house made a little bit more money as well. 305 and 270, I think, is what we're sitting on. Yeah, that's right.
All right, we're being corrected again. They're saying that desert isn't a crystal, but eastern is.
I think we're gonna wait for the map and then just correct everybody else. That's what we should do.
Yep.
Because I haven't seen a map at all. If they looked at their maps, it was fast.
Yeah.
But when you're running the game, it's a lot easier to look at a map or come into a room and look at an item on a shelf and then leave real fast. It seems like your perception's a little bit better while you're running, and they know that the map is coming. They're ready to look at each little spot. I will try to keep track of pendants and crystals for you guys and let you know which crystals are 5 and 6 and which color the pendants are. Heart piece laying in the forest. I like SacredHooves' little wraparound maneuver through the forest.
Oh yeah, that is a pretty interesting route he has going right now.
It wasn't bad. Oh, did you see what the maze was?
Yeah, I did. The red mail. And Zeta is definitely going to claim that right now.
He wants it right now.
Oh yeah, because definitely all that damage protection real early in the game.
Yep. The only thing that I would have suggested if he did really want it, now this is reliant on the seed giving them mirror and access to Dark Worlds pretty soon. He could have taken a shortcut with the mirror right in front of the digging game to get this. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think in vanilla sometimes you get soft lock doing that, where the guy just keeps talking to you and he won't let you go. So maybe not a great idea.
I haven't experienced that. I mean, yesterday I experienced my first soft lock with picking up a chicken.
Oh, and yeah, you either need to take damage to let go of the invisible chicken, or you just need to save and quit. Get out of it.
I was trying to do a hammer dash.
I've done it in the chicken hut. Throw a bomb and then pick up a chicken, and you don't actually pick up a chicken, you just pick up something invisible. Link holds his hands up in the air. Nothing in the library. Money? I think 20 bucks?
Yes, it's 20 rupees in the library.
And
here we have Zeta going to the dam. I believe that's what people call it.
Yep, checking the shallow, or checking the buried treasure. And it is some soggy bombs, which he does not need. He's already blown through $50 and about 5 bombs this race. Ooh, regular glove, power glove for Zeta. SacredHooves right behind. He's going to be finding it as well. Did you catch the lumberjack item? I did not. I know that Sacred went to look for it though. He went to check to see what it was.
Ooh. I did not catch that. I apologize.
Oh, that is what chat's for. They're there to correct us, even if they're wrong sometimes. Lumberjack was nothing. It was garbage. They're telling me.
Okay. Well, that's good enough for me.
Yep. I don't think I could be broke enough to beat Aghanim's Tower for 20 bucks. But seeing as they do have the Moon Pearl, beating Aghanim's Tower could be a big play later on.
Definitely, because Mirror could definitely be on the pyramid. But that's just speculation.
Yep. Oh yeah, it could be boots, it could be finding book there, that was silly. What? Titan's Mitts? Titan's Mitts out of the Lake Hylia cave there, Thief Cave. 3 out of 4 bottles at the 15-minute mark. Amazing. Yeah, that was just the Power Glove, guys. That was level 1. Everybody's saying.
Yeah.
I was thinking, there's no way. There's no way. But actually, Titan's Mitts right now would be amazing. If they found Titan's Mitts, having that pearl already would open them up to most of
the game.
Yep.
Oh, the third bottle had another bee in it?
Wait. A bunch of gold bees in bottles?
Two gold bees and then a regular bee.
Beetorp seed engaged. Only bombs and only bombs in the ice rod cave. Nothing special there. Xita is going to the mountain right now. No hesitation. He might also be checking the lumberjack tree himself. I don't think he came up here earlier.
I think Xita did. SacredHooves skipped going up here.
Oh, SacredHooves went the back route. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He came in from the other side of Kakariko from the forest. Let's see what the old man has to offer us. Waiting for this item. Hook shot from Old Man is glorious. That means coming up to the mountain just means all he has to do is go straight east. Just keep going east. Though I think he'll go up top.
Here's Xita trying to do an item dash, which he doesn't have the boots for.
Yep. Easy mistake. Happens to all of us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have the hook shot. I'm so excited. I'm going to hook speed everywhere. Now, Red Mail or Shine, he is still getting beaten up by boulders really badly. He's down to 1 heart, and these Tektites on the mountain do quite a bit of damage, especially the reds.
Oh yeah, but even with Red Mail, I mean, you can still get hit pretty hard on each side.
Mm-hmm. All right, we have some routing differences here. SacredHooves going to check out, see what Sahasrara has behind him. 3 items. It's a good place to check. He'll be really happy whenever he goes to the mountain, though. Maybe he'll find something that'll make his mountain visit even better.
Alright, SacredHooves getting the blue boomerang, a heart piece, and found the 1 out of 2 green rupees in this game.
Yeah, single rupee find. That's fun. Good hookshot tech here from Xita. Throwing a bomb across. Not a bad strat. Heart piece, arrows. Alright, we have a medallion for Xita. We don't know if that medallion's going to be needed. Oh, even better, he has boots. Screw the medallion, he just found boots on the mountain. Good for Xita. Xita has all 4 bottles. Boots, hook shot, some other random gear like the powder's really nice to have too. He has bow, or both of these guys have bow. SacredHooves heading into Eastern because he has that early bow. Might not realize heading to the mountain, or he doesn't realize heading to the mountain would have just paid off tremendously. Later on, Xita's going to have a much faster Eastern Palace because of his extended gear. Yeah, hookshot, medallion, boots, very lucrative.
But then again, I mean, like, SacredHooves could find something interesting in here that could...
Yeah. Titan's
push him.
Mirror or something like that. Yeah, he could find something that allows him access to Dark World early, and I would say that would put him right back into the lead, if not on the same pace. It's hard to tell right now who's in the lead right now. These guys are... I would say they're not neck and neck because of the boots. Finding boots as fast as possible. It doesn't save as much time as you think it would throughout an entire run, throughout a 2-hour run or 2.5-hour run. But 20 minutes in, awesome boot find. Now, everybody that was laughing at him for forgetting that he didn't have boots to do that hook speed, or a super speed if you will, Look at him doing it on the mountain now. Just a little squirrely, a little bit squirrely.
Yeah, just a
But
bit.
he's still having fun. He's still doing it. Really cool minor glitch from the Japanese 1.0 version. We have some bombs up there.
SacredHooves fighting flippers.
Whoa, nice. It's a good find.
Definitely. I mean, even even though he didn't get this skeleton room, but he found flippers, which could definitely help him out.
Look at Xitaczz screen. Did you catch it? He just picked up the gold
Butter
sword.
sword.
Wow.
Wow.
Overpowered Xita. He even went out of his way to get that red mail during the maze. Awesome. Awesome gear set for Xita.
Oh yeah. Besides not having a shield, he's all decked out right now. Even with half magic. This early.
I think that Xita's going to catch up to where Sacred is. At least Sacred's going to be leaving the dungeon as Xita is entering it. You know, or at least halfway through or something like that. Might not have a high five, but we are going to get to see the difference in coming in here with just fighter sword and no boots or hook shot. Well, I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be jumping the gun. Xita might not even come to you.
Pretty much. And then SacredHooves, he missed the opportunity to do the big key skip.
Yeah, missed it a little bit. He did have a quick backup though.
Yes.
If you start taking damage in that room and you can't get the quick big key set up, just killing everything as fast as you can, sometimes the best play. Or just jumping on the button over and over, taking tons and tons of damage. He heads into the end of the Eastern Palace segment. He's clearing out the last few rooms before the mini gauntlet, right before the boss fight Armos. And Xita is entering the dungeon. Let's see the difference that Boots makes. Oh, boots and hookshot. Now, Xita, unfortunately, not doing some of the dash strats that are possible. Maybe this is muscle memory happening before our eyes. Him just walking through rooms, not realizing he has the boots.
Yeah, I can definitely tell you. Sometimes I actually forget about sometime doing that, especially in Eastern.
Oh yeah, it's easy. The longer you go without boots in the sea, the easier it is to forget that you have them and just kind of walk through rooms willy-nilly when you should not be. Great strats from Sacred. He messing up the red Armos, and the green Armos in that dark room a few rooms back, but cleaning them up nonetheless.
Oh yeah, he's definitely showing some great recoveries.
Oh yeah. 34 arrows, no need to farm anymore. We have some spam to the left strats here. Yes, plenty of arrows. Nothing wrong with just making sure your shots hit your mark and plugging these Armos Knights. He's gonna lose a little bit of time to shooting them, shooting the last one. Some extra,
Yeah.
When he turns red, no matter how many times you've shot him, one or two, if he turns red, he gets his health back, and you have to shoot him an additional 3 times.
And he found the shovel for armor, so...
Yeah, shovel drop from Armos Knight. Possibly a fetch quest, a scavenger hunt in the making.
Possibly. Maybe dig up for a mushroom, go to the witch, maybe get a green rupee. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just always fun to see the different routes that people do and their play style throughout each of these randomizers. Even when they play their next seed, their play style could be even just the slightest bit different.
Yep. Sometimes the nature of randomizer, you can end up with a set of gear that makes you play very aggressive. Xita, I would imagine, is going to play very, very aggressive, and throughout each dungeon that he's in. Awesome, quick boss key grab from Xita. Awesome job.
I mean, I really don't want to take sides right now, but the way it looks, I mean, SacredHooves could come back.
Oh yeah, he's on his way to find Boots right now. He's on a mission to get hookshot from the old man. He's going to be excited to see that, and no, I'm going straight to the other side of the mountain. He might go up and check first, which will merit the gold sword before he heads to the other side of the mountain. But either way, I'm sure he's in line to be finding the boots.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, forgetting the key. Xita doing a little bit of backtracking in the dark room there. I like this move on Xita's end. Everybody, put your eyes to his screen. He is going into the secret room of this Eastern Palace and grabbing a whole bunch of just big pocket full of money. He's already close to having enough to go buy the Zora's domain item, and finding the flippers in Eastern Palace means he can clear that entire area, never have to return to it.
Yeah, definitely finding flippers in there. Definitely got his mind thinking, hey, I should go get these rubies right now.
Yep.
So I can go check Zora like almost right after this.
Awesome play. And making use of that powdering an anti-fairy in Eastern, I don't think I've ever seen that before, and it's awesome. Just full health. No worries in the world. You said that he's probably... I didn't notice that he got half magic earlier. SacredHooves just found it in the mountain also. Awesome find. I just realized both these guys have half magic. Interrupted myself. Clean rooms. Xita is just destroying this dungeon. SacredHooves is about to find...
his first medallion.
Yeah.
And the boots.
There it is. Now, we don't know... well, I didn't get to see what the floating island item was. I'm going to try to check that out now. See if SacredHooves goes anywhere near it. Xita struggling a little bit with Armos. He has plenty of arrows, though.
But yeah, both players having some pretty good recoveries on Armos.
Yeah, great dungeons all around for these racers.
Alright, here we have SacredHooves going up to top of Death Mountain.
He is checking it. Nice. It's just a heart piece. I believe it was a heart piece. It looked like it.
Yes, it was a heart piece. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to check out Spiral Cave, and then I'm not sure what he was going to do. Possibly go to the Flute Kid spot to dig Ocarina spot and dig that.
Yep. Xita's gonna go dig up a dirty item from this fetch quest that might turn into a chain of fetch quests. I think they still both have desert to look around in. They don't have a source of fire, but they do have the book. Or at least Xita does. Mirror.
Oh, and
Dirty mirror. Awesome find for Xita. I really hope Sacred goes on the fetch quest as soon as he finds it.
Oh yeah, but considering he hasn't checked Spectacle Rock, so I think his frame of mind is he's gonna go ahead and check up there.
Mm-hmm.
Before going down. And I think that's a good call because Buttersword's up there.
Yep.
But if he would have did the fetch quest before coming up here, he would have had Mirror and able to go on to Hera. Also,
cool. These guys just lined up for us. They're both heading up the same huge set of stairs at the same time. This seed has just converged on itself, and I am digging it. Xita's showing some skill, popping off that spin speed there, hook speed, if you will. Just hitting both the Y and A button on the same frame while you have the hook shot equipped and you have boots.
Here we have SacredHooves making a gamble going into Spectacle Rock Cave without even going in there to look.
I don't think Xita looked either. He just jumped off the edge. And both guys lucked out in that manner. Oh, hey, Xita, early tablet. Awesome place to check. And he finds the lantern of all things. No dark rooms in Dark World for Xita.
And he can finish. And he can finish Hera right now.
Yep.
And go back to Desert and finish it.
Yep. Coming here instead of going to Desert was an awesome play. Oh my goodness. Awesome play. It looks like SacredHooves is on his way to get himself a mirror. This seed is about to open up for everybody. Hold on to your butts, guys. Awesome seed is awesome. Yeah. I'm really excited. Xita, entering my favorite room of the game. Depending on the gear you have, you can usually get those pegs to come up while you're standing on them, and then you can just put down the controller and, you know, pop your knuckles, stretch your legs if you need to, take a drink. Best room in the entire game. You can't argue. My logic is sound. Yeah, Armos Knight led to Shovel, that led to Mirror.
All right, SacredHooves going to a different route.
Yeah,
I wonder where he's going.
He has flippers. He's jumping in the water. He's going for a dip. Yeah. I can't blame him here. This is not a terrible play, though. Having hook shot and Mirror and Pearl, you'd think, well, no. This isn't a bad play at all. He knows he doesn't have fire, so maybe he's putting off going to Tower of Hera. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, and here we have Xitaczz going for the big key.
He's lucky he found it in there. I don't think he checked the room to the left. Maybe he did. Okay, maybe he did, because he's not going to check it now. Hobo.
Yeah, SacredHooves checking Hobo right now. Let's see what he gets.
$50.
50.
Yeah.
Not quite enough for Zora.
No. That Hobo is taking a nap and pays you to go away. Nothing wrong with that. I like Xitacz's routing choice. He's made some really big plays on where he goes when he goes there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think it's going to play out.
Oh, here we have SacredHooves checking the what we like to call Cave of Despair. Because sometimes people like Fire Rod was in here.
Titan's Mitts. Oh my goodness! I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's exciting. SacredHooves taking the time to go and just kind of be nitpicky with the overworld. I'm going to check some out-of-place locations. Probably waste a little bit of time. No, the guy finds Titan's Mitts, and look where he's headed. I'm going to Dark World.
Oh awesome yeah, this is definitely a race now. That just made it.
This is awesome.
Yeah, here we have Xitaczz going to finishing Moldor off.
I can agree. Neither racer has checked the Master Sword pedestal, so we don't know. We don't know what
Rock was a pendant.
Oh.
Yes.
Turtle Rock being a pendant means that now Mire is a crystal, correct?
Yes.
I think it was.
Yes.
That means that they do need Cane of Samaria, but Ice Rod might not be required. That's pretty awesome. It's not guaranteed. But it is pretty awesome.
All right, now here we have Xitaczz coming back to the Sanctuary.
Yeah, he's going to be on the same track soon. I hope he goes north here.
I have a feeling he's going to go right to... Yep, that's exactly where he's going to go check.
So these guys are probably going to line up again into piving here in Dark World. Unfortunately, Sacred is still missing that source of fire that Xitaczz found in the tablet up on the mountain. I don't think he found anything in Tower of Hera of any great value.
No, but it was still a crystal.
Yeah, it was still a crystal. He still found himself his second crystal.
Alright, now we get to see what the grave has to offer.
Oh, King's Tomb. Hopefully something good. Nope, 10 arrows. Decrepit arrows, nothing good about that. SacredHooves starting the digging game. I'm probably not singing with the music, but it's so good. 20 rupees. He does not pick them up, though. He needs money. He needs a good chunk of money, actually, with Zora's Domain and Palace of Darkness both requiring money. We'll see if he ends up needing to farm later. Checking a lot of great places, though, not wasting his time. He did skip Thieves Town. He didn't even poke his head in, just kept moving forward. Find the heart piece. This has been a very heart piece heavy seed, it feels like. Oh, I just caught a glimpse of the map.
Oh, also Thieves Town is another pendant, so that could either make or break.
That's right. There are some easy to acquire chests in Thieves Town, especially the first 4. You can just jump in and grab them really quick. Even with it being a pendant, that might play out later to somebody's disadvantage or both racers' disadvantage. Sacred is going straight to the Bombos tablet, I would imagine, seeing as he found an amazing item in the Ether tablet. Let's see what the other one has to offer.
Sacred actually didn't go to the Ether tablet. It was Zeta.
Oh, that's right. It was the. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Weird.
So,
well, at least he has them in mind. We
yes.
know that SacredHooves is aware of these 2 tablets, and they are fresh. I like the routing, jumping straight down to go check the edge of desert. Some more money.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna go pick that up.
Looks like he's having some changing his mind. He didn't check Agana's Heart Piece Cave.
But
he just left the desert without it.
He looked to see if it was a pendant, and desert was the green pendants.
True, but Agana's Cave, Sahasrara's little brother, I guess it is, that little Heart Piece Cave to the east of desert.
And Zeta finding Mirror Shield from the blacksmith. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, you're good. That was a cool find for a lot of racers. Really good find for a lot of racers. I personally can't stand the Mirror Shield. Blocks Link's beautiful face. Ooh,
it is a bit big as for a sprite, but
Zeta's taking off on foot with the purple chest. See what happens here. I don't think he checked the Bat Cave. I think he just got the item from the blacksmith, right?
Yes, he did not check that cave.
So
and here we have SacredHooves going up to Hera and checking the tablet up there. I'm going to guess.
Yep.
Yes, he is. He's got the book ready to go.
I like that you can see the gears grinding. Checking the Bombos tablet surely had this tablet fresh in his mind. Oh, I better not forget that. At least we do know that both racers are opting out of, certain items in certain locations. They're kind of skipping stuff here and there. Might not pay off in the end. I don't know why Sacred would skip that desert chest, but we'll see.
But Zeta picking up 300 rupees, which puts him at enough money to get all the necessary things in this game.
Yep, he is loaded. He has it's a big wallet, and he's ready to buy everything that he needs to buy. He even has some to play with.
I think he might be able to afford a blue potion, possibly. Maybe, but I don't remember the price for those off the top of my head.
I think it's 160, I think. He still has 110 to blow on the monkey Kiki to get into Palace of Darkness. And he still needs the 500 for Zora, which neither racer has went to check the Zora ledge in Zora's domain or the item that the Zora King has himself. Having flippers, they could have went there a long time ago.
Ooh, SacredHooves making a good call by not checking Agana's cave.
Yeah, it was junk. It was junk. So whether it was a strategic gamble on SacredHooves' end or just a simple mistake, either way, it paid off. He's not going to have any problems missing that cave. Unless he gets into I'm searching for one item mode and starts racking his brain checking, single places he's skipped. Then it could end up to be a waste of time later.
Yeah, so far this has been a really close race.
It's very close. I sincerely cannot tell who is in the lead right now. Most people would probably just jump straight on and say that Zeta is, finding the boots a little bit early and doing things in a little bit different order than Sacred is. Sacred still has really good routing choices. The way he's clearing out areas as he passes through them the first or second time, that can go a long way.
Oh, definitely. But I mean, all it takes is for one decision or one gamble that can change the game entirely.
Yeah, or one item in a location that you don't want to check and you put off and you keep putting it off, and it costs, you know, it can cost you a win. Where is Xitaczz headed?
He's going for the digging game.
I hope after this he goes and checks the dilapidated flute boy in the forest, or in the sacred, or the, you know, the haunted grove. I didn't see what it was earlier, or I don't know if Sacred even checked it.
I think Sacred might.
I think he did as well, but I still like to double check. SacredHooves had an awesome fight, by the way. Real quick, 2-cycle, made quick work of Moldorm. The caterpillar's dead, and he has his second crystal in hand.
Alright, here is Xitaczz checking out.
Yeah, it was bombs, okay, yeah, nothing super special. SacredHooves, save and quit to Sanctuary. He knows where he's going. He didn't linger on the save and quit menu. He knows where he's headed.
But yeah, as of right now, I mean, it really, I mean, I can't tell. I mean, most of their items are the same.
Mm-hmm. And these guys are, it might seem a little nitpicky, and it's hard to tell, you know, whenever you're not the one in their mind. But it seems like they're having the same ideas, you know, I don't want to leave this item behind. King's Tomb, for instance, SacredHooves going out of his way with a save and quit to get here. It doesn't pay off, but he didn't forget it. That spot could have had either of the rods, the hammer, the flute, or the cane. He's looking for all of these items and possibly more.
Oh, yeah. And like since both of them have gotten crystals, I mean, they have crystals 5 and 6 now, so they can go and check the 2 chests in Fat Fairy's Fountain.
Really? They found 5 and 6 as their first 2 chests?
Yes,
I wonder if this is intentional. Ice Rod, Xitaczz in the Glory Cave. I love this cave. More often than not, it has at least one great item. You know, you have 5 chances. He finds Ice Rod from the thief.
And there we had SacredHooves checking the library, which I think he put off.
Oh, maybe he did put it off until he just had the boots. Though peeking your head in can save you a good amount of time. Your first time passing through town. Looks like he's heading back up Kakariko Village. He is going to go to Dark World.
Alright, here we have Xitaczz. He's gonna take on Swamp Palace as of now without the hammer.
Yeah, he's going in to check a single spot, I think. This could be a huge it could be a huge time sink, and it could also pay off. I don't know. I don't know, this is a gamble. This is a gamble. One item for all of these cutscenes. So, you know, releasing the deluge and letting all the water out. Huge play for him. Let's see if it works, man.
For all we know, the hammer could be in that first chest.
This could be the hammer. I do believe so, yeah. It's the one chest in this dungeon that's worth checking. Or that he can check, that is.
And here we have SacredHooves going for a Glory Cave.
Yep,
also,
he's about to find himself Ice Rod. Again, like you said, it's anybody's race. Anybody's race right now. Oh!
Either.
Whoa, that's a fun development. Unfortunately, he is moving forward without the hammer. So this is going to be a short-lived trip to Swamp Palace. I hope he sees those pegs whenever he goes up to grab that key. He did. He is saving out. My prediction, I think these guys are about to start spending some money. One way or another, I think both of these guys are going to start spending some hard-earned cash. Because we have both an unbeatable Palace of Darkness that these guys could visit. I don't think they've... Did they check the pyramid? I don't think they've checked pyramid or
No,
catfish
neither
yet.
of them have checked pyramid.
No.
Which is a bit surprising, to be quite honest.
Yeah, they can get to Dark World, so there's a lot for them to check still. However, once you get something, Oh, exactly. Zeta's go. I see where he's going. He's going to Zora's domain right now.
Mm-hmm. And here we have SacredHooves making that same gamble that Zeta did.
Yep. It's not a waste of time because it is the Ether Medallion. We don't know if it's required yet, but just knowing that you found a medallion, a possible required item, makes it worthwhile.
All right, and here we have Zeta going to Zora, which will reveal the long-awaited items that they've been skipping this whole time.
Yep. I'm not sure if I agree with the routing. Since they can get to Dark World, it would be a little bit faster to go and check the catfish. Oh, they don't have mirror. Oh yeah, they do. They've had mirror for a long time. Dirty mirror. What am I talking about? Having mirror means they could have went to the catfish first and then just jumped straight into Zora's domain to get these other two items.
And SacredHooves realizing that his gamble did not pay off, so actually right now he could take the gamble and go through Ice Palace.
Yeah, I think it's what we're about to see, guys.
And Zeta finding the hammer from Zora.
Zora, $500 hammer. They could have had it a long time ago. Finding Pearl in Link's house.
Oh, SacredHooves making a rare play. He used the whirlpool to go up.
He's doing exactly what I suggested as a good routing choice. He's going to check the catfish, and then he has the money. He's going to be getting himself a hammer soon. I just want to point out, if these guys, and there's no way that they could have known this, if them finding Pearl in Link's house, if they would have just farmed 500 rupees as soon as they left the escape, they could have been getting into Dark World.
Oh yeah, definitely. And here Zeta...
They got the glove in the town too, which they would need, obviously.
Yeah, and here comes Zeta going to Fat Fairy Fountain. So we get to see what's in there also.
Yeah, Zeta's checking some sometimes not so lucrative locations, but they're just out of the way that oftentimes, more often than not, your opponent is not going to go out of his way to find these items.
And Quakefish had 20 rupees, so Zeta kind of made a good gamble for that.
Yep. Until we find out, or until later when he has to start searching for items, if he does have to start searching for items.
Alright, but actually Zeta making a good call, because going up here for his routing, he gets 300 rupees and bomb upgrade. He can also check Pyramid Art Piece to see what's over there.
I like it. I like that a lot. He doesn't even look to see what it is, just jumps straight off the ledge and heads up to it. Some more bombs. Another bomb upgrade, that is. SacredHooves.
But yeah,
SacredHooves has his hammer. 500 rupees, well spent.
I believe I know where he's gonna go right now. He's gonna go finish Swamp.
Yep, he's going straight back in.
But yeah, as it was pointed out in chat, I mean, Zeta could use these rupees, get rid of those bees, and buy some potions.
He could. Now, I called it. Zeta is backtracking all the way to the catfish. Unfortunately, he's going to find some soggy rupees, a soggy 20 rupee. So amazing routing on Sacred's part. His routing has been on point throughout this race. Big moves by both players.
But yeah, like, as of now, I mean, SacredHooves is just maybe just a tad bit ahead, just by Crystal's sake.
Yep. Now, keep in mind that Zeta does have some other item locations, checked out, scoped out. He doesn't have to check them again. Sacred might end up checking them later on, both the bomb, the pyramid, those are, the Fat Fairy, the pyramid, those places.
Definitely.
Maybe he'll not have to end up checking those places, and that would mean he is in the lead right now.
But as of now, we have Zeta, I believe he's gonna go go back to Swamp Palace.
Great minds look alike. Zeta is jumping in the portal to head to Swamp Palace. Swamp Palace being a it's not a labyrinth per se, but it is a lot of back and forth. I expect to see some high fives. I hope to see some high fives in the dungeon. We need some high fives in chat as well. Everybody, follow these racers. These guys are awesome. Zeta proving himself in 49 minutes. You know, I already know this guy knows what he's doing. His routing has been pretty amazing as well. He made the great choice of heading up to the mountain the moment that he could and finding those boots along with the hook shot. SacredHooves proving that even if he gets a little bit behind, he will keep catching up. You cannot give him an inch. So go follow these guys. They know what they're doing. We'll see plenty from both of these racers, I'm sure, throughout this tournament.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing their progress.
Great tournament so far, right? I have been having a blast. This tournament, it's hopping. That's for sure.
Okay, SacredHooves actually doing something a little bit different here. I believe he's just gonna hit the switch and go south and then get that key and go right back up.
I like it.
I do that every chance I get.
Anything to shave seconds in a dungeon that can bleed you of so much time. It's not a significantly hard dungeon, Swamp Palace. However, with as much enemy RNG as there is and how many rooms you have to traverse, it's easy to get nickel and dimed. You can get popped for a half a second here and there, and then all of a sudden you've lost a minute to a single dungeon. Nothing of merit so far. They haven't found anything great in this dungeon. It has a ton of chests. A ton of chests left still.
I don't know. I'm feeling Fire Rod coming up. Some reason.
Ooh. Another magical relic would be nice. They're looking for the Fire Rod and the Cane of Samaria, the red cane. Possibly Quake, possibly the Quake Medallion. We have not seen either. Oh, I don't think we've seen either the entrance to T-Rock, and I know we haven't seen Meyer because neither racer has the flute. Oh, that would be nice to find in Swamp Palace. We could find the flute as well.
Oh, definitely.
Soggy Ocarina.
And here we found the Cane of Samaria.
Yes, red cane. Red cane in the swamp. Good call to come here first, guys. Excuse me.
Now, I'm actually wondering where does the path split whenever they both get out of here? Because, I mean, like right now, they can do Palace of Darkness.
They also, neither of these racers, I believe, have checked Dark Death Mountain.
No, they have not.
They have the hammer, and they have Hookshot and Titan's Mitts, Mirror. They can check a ton more locations on the mountain. I suspect one of them, possibly both, maybe neither, will head up to Dark Death Mountain after this dungeon.
Oh, and there was Sacred.
Oh, go ahead.
SacredHooves pulling off the statue push strat with their sword out.
Yep. Having your sword out while you push that statue is just a little bit faster than pushing it normal. You can also kind of wiggle to move it forward a little bit faster. Something that dawned on me, SacredHooves might have put off the visit to the pyramid with the big bomb for after his Swamp Palace excursion. Which would be good.
That could definitely be it.
It's a great routing choice if that's what he ends up doing. Unfortunately, we know, us in the audience, we know that he's not going to find anything too worthwhile there. Some money, I think it was 300 rupees in the Fat Fairy Cave.
Yeah, it was 300 rupees and I believe a bomb upgrade.
SacredHooves only has one possible item left to find in this dungeon. It's whatever Argus is holding. I'm not sure if it's a dungeon item or not. I'll see if... Oh, he's not going to have to check he's not going to have to go into his menu for a little bit.
Alright, here SacredHooves is getting to Argus. Let's see how many cycles he can pull off. Well, not pull off.
Yeah, every cycle is when the puffs start spinning around like that. You lose a little bit of time if that animation is firing off while there are no puffs on him. You just kind of have to stand there and wait for him to... Oh, that's exactly what's happening. Yeah, he got hit with another cycle. Even though he killed all the puffs, you still have to wait for the sound effects and the animation to stop. Still, clean fight. Considering two health, even with blue mail, clean fight. And he finds himself a heart piece. A heart piece that fills up his health before almost fills up his health before picking up the crystal. That'll save him a little bit of time. After every dungeon, there's a little intermission where your magic and your health fills up. So he gets to spin his sword, stick it up in the air immediately. Pretty neat heart piece find. He's heading back in. Oh, I was wrong. He has the big key now, and he did not check the big chest. He didn't backtrack for it.
Yeah, and I believe Xitaczz did not backtrack as well, so Xitaczz either is going to make the gamble to go back in or just completely skip it and hope for the best.
Ooh, I hope. With them only needing a few more items, being a possible medallion, a rod, a cane, and the flute, I don't think it would be a good move to skip that chest, even though it is junk. It's 20 rupees.
Yeah,
okay,
but
cool.
But still, that uncertainty could definitely cost you.
Yep. Xitaczz almost done with his Argus fight, and again, these guys being in the same dungeon with the same gear. This is anybody's race. I could not tell you who is in the lead.
Oh, SacredHooves is getting ready to go to Ice Palace with just Bombos.
I like it. I like it. This is a really good play. Get it out of the way right now. I'm excited to see how he handles Ice Palace. This palace, you can throw away a lot of time depending on your route through the dungeon. Sometimes if you're not aware of where all the chests are or how to get to them efficiently, you can just throw away time restarting the dungeon over and over.
Now I have to ask, what is your routing through Ice Palace if you had to check every chest?
It's kind of flimsy. Once I get to the point where I'm dropping down into the holes and I'm near the big key chest, once I get to that point, it depends on what I have. If I have boots, I'm going to try to do some hovering around to check the chests closest to each other. But really, Ice Palace can be so different from seed to seed because of where that big key is. Sometimes backtracking is inevitable. You don't have a choice in the matter. Using Bombos to make quick work of the penguins, sliding penguins for SacredHooves there. He didn't want to mess with him. He's just gonna kill him. He's doing it again. I like this.
Yeah, and here we have Xitaczz heading over toward... He's going to check Hobo before going to possible Ice Palace or Palace of Darkness.
With our knowledge, we know, oh, why would he waste his time like this? But no, he realized I skipped something I could have went to a long time ago. I'm going to kick myself if this is the flute. Oh, he would be very mad at himself if he found
flute or fire rod at this point.
Yeah, something like that. We know that's not the case. I think he's going to be relieved that he didn't waste a ton of time not finding an item here earlier. And it's not a huge trek to actually swim under there to see what the hobo has. So big relief on his end, I'm sure. SacredHooves coming up on the bomb jump room. Does not hit the peg, so I don't think he's going to. Yep, he's not moving on in the dungeon with the pegs up, with the orange pegs up, I should say.
Now, see, right there in itself could be a gamble, because I found in my own experience, I mean, just for my playstyle, whenever I do the bomb jump there, and then whenever I push the block down, if I need to go check the rest of the chest, I end up going back upstairs through the big key door and then like looping around.
Exactly. Now, he does have Hookshot and Cane of Samaria, so he doesn't even have to worry about that push block. him going in and not having those orange pegs up it's not as much of a gamble with the gear that he currently has, luckily. However, you're right, going in with the orange pegs down to finish all of the chests in the dungeon and stuff, that's a great way to end up having to backtrack, depending on where small key is and the big key and whatnot.
And here we have Xitaczz. He's getting ready to go to Palace of Darkness.
Ooh, nice. We were wrong. Oh no, that bonk. Was that on purpose? Does he have... He does not have the big key. Okay, so that bonk was on purpose. Made me a little nervous. I'm glad that these guys are picking different paths. We'll see if they pay off. We're still looking for Ice Rod and the Flute. Possibly Wake. If that is required in...
You said Ice Rod. Fire Rod, you mean?
That's what I mean, yeah. Ice Rod wasn't even... Ice Rod wasn't even... It's a possibility Ice Rod's not even required in this seed, seeing as there is a pendant for the Trinex fight.
Yeah, for all we know, the Flute could be in.
Yeah.
At Trinex.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but Trinex himself could be holding the Flute, which means you need to find these two rods before even getting to Meyer.
Oh, and SacredHooves finding Sankheart.
Yeah. Now, Sankheart is different from the heart containers you get from bosses, because no matter how much health you're missing or you have, whenever you get the Sanctuary Heart, it fills them up for you. Free refill in the middle of Ice Palace. Can't really ask for anything better than that. His routing, by the way, has been great through Ice Palace.
Yes, it is what I pretty much said I'd do. This is what I'd usually do. If I was in his shoes, definitely I'd go like that.
Yep. Killing every one of the jellyfish in the room after they knocked him into the pit once. Not letting it happen again. Sometimes, a vengeful killing like that can put your morale back in place. Keep you from going on tilt and keeping your playstyle or your gaming, smooth. This room that SacredHooves is in is a difficult room to do quickly, and he handles it with ease. Knowing where a heart is, grabbing some health, pulling the tongue out of the statue, as erotic as that is, and finding the map.
That was a pretty good room, yes.
Has Xitaczz found anything of note in Palace of Darkness so far? I don't think he has.
No. Not as far as I can tell, no.
Andy points out that is kind of pointing out in this dungeon, or you can hover. That is easier said than done. Much easier said than done.
Basically, Andy is saying do Andy strats. That's easier.
Yeah. Although I have to agree, there is a single hole in Ice Palace that if you know how to hover, you can bomb jump it as well. There are strats and setups for a bomb jump. It's that hole right there on SacredHooves' screen. Not the one he's blowing open, but knowing how to hover can get you across that hole, and that can save you a lot of time in this dungeon, making exploration actually really fun. This is one of my favorite dungeons in Randomizer. I still try to avoid it if at all possible because it could be a huge time sink, but it is one of my favorites. Exploring, it's just a ton of fun. Xitaczz having great routing choices in Palace of Darkness, finding the big key before he heads downstairs. Didn't waste his time in the dark maze, I don't believe. Found the big key first before even heading over there. Oh, okay. Everybody check out SacredHooves here. He's about to drop himself into the Cold Stare fight. He has Bombos equipped.
Now keep in mind, he did skip out on Red Mail, which I don't actually think he did check the maze for it.
I think he peeked at it and decided, I don't want that. I think he did peek at it. Of course, you said that he had to double back to check the library after finding Boots, so it is a possibility he doesn't even know the Red Mail is there.
Alright, SacredHooves missing the opportunity for hitting all 3 Cold Stare while they're together. Let's see how this plays out.
He did try. He did attempt to get them grouped together for some multi-hits, but handles it fantastic.
Yes,
Spin attack him into the wall, get some double hits.
And the bottom right chest, Xita found the last medallion, Quake. So Xita is ready on taking out Helmasaur.
Yeah, the moment that Xita finds the flute, he knows he doesn't have to wait around or look around to get into Misery Mire. He's ready to go.
Yeah, basically, once Xita finds the flute, all he has to do is go right to beat the game.
That's right. Well, he still needs his fire rod.
Oh yeah, that is true. I forgot. Skullwoods is a crystal.
Yep. He does need fire rod, unfortunately. This was almost a seed where you would not need the rods. You could make do with a simple fire source like the lantern. However, needing to go into Skull Woods, there is a lamp that he needs to light. Or the second half, I mean, of Skull Woods. He has to, burn the... What would you call that? What do you think that is? The thing blocking the second half of Skull Woods? I always thought it was like a molt for a bug. Like a bug shell.
Yeah, I would have to say, the bug shell.
It always scared me. I thought I was going to see one of those things alive in the game when I was a child. SacredHooves, possibly wasting time here. I mean, he is to us, but we'll see how he handles getting up there with the big bomb. Yep, he's just walking up to the pyramid and the Great Fairy. He's not going to find anything of merit up there. But this...
Nope. Definitely not even for the mirror pyramid.
Nope. Still, it's worthwhile to check these 3 item locations all at once. Especially all at once.
And Xita having a pretty good turtle room.
Here we go. Helmasaur fight for Xita. See how he handles the fight. Sword out. Keeping your sword held out while hammering the mask on Helmasaur King. I think there's also an directional input that helps, holding diagonal or something like that, but it extends the hitbox of your hammer, making it a little bit safer. Not to mention, having your sword out will help you clink back away from the mask. I think he's just going for some slashes. Ooh, playing it very safe. Pulling out his bow just in case.
SacredHooves checking on the heart piece, the pyramid place, right before heading into the fountain.
A little bit of downtime waiting for the bomb to explode. Nothing wrong with that. $20 reward for killing Helmasaur King. And Xita comes into his 4th crystal, I believe.
And I believe SacredHooves is not far behind whenever he's getting ready to go into pod right now.
Yep. Both racers taking turns beating dungeons that they need to beat, require dungeons to beat the game. I'm curious to see if Xita will head to Skull Woods, Ice Palace, or if he'll head back up to Death Mountain to check all of those Dark Death Mountain items that neither racer has checked.
Yeah.
Tons of locations.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm betting on Fire Rod to be hanging out up there. Of course, as painful as it is, Fire Rod could be sitting pretty, just waiting to be collected at Skull Woods, which is where I think Xita's going. I think Xita's heading there. Ooh, chat points out something awesome. Because of these pendant locations, pendant being in some of these dungeons, they've been avoiding these dungeons. Thieves Town, neither racer has dipped their heads in to see what even the first 4 chests are, the easy to get to chests.
And Desert's definitely a fast one.
Yeah, Desert's very fast, especially when you're so overpowered. All of this amazing gear, having mirror to get in and out of to get out of the dungeon fast, and it's really short dungeon, especially when you're looking for just the one item. Where was the flute? Where did Xita get that? Where did Xita get the flute from? I feel like he didn't find it. Where was that? What did I miss?
Wow, I must have missed it too, because I got distracted just for that little bit.
Oh yeah, two racers. No worries, man. It's not easy to keep up with both of them. Doing a great job. I like where he's checking. Yeah, he doesn't have it. I just saw him on the shovel. On the shovel in his menu, and there was no prompt to switch through the items.
Okay, so yeah, just for clarification, Xitaczz does not have flute yet. Okay, there, it was checked off.
Nice. No worries. Good job, chat. Giving all of us a heart attack. Excuse me. Yeah, it's definitely a possibility that the fire rod could be, you know, the Sahasrara item, or you know, the Master Sword item. That would be the Master Sword pedestal item. Being fire rod would be very painful.
Ooh,
even
yeah.
as overpowered as they are, that's 3 extra dungeons that they were expecting not to have to do.
And one other thing to keep in mind, neither of them have actually checked the Master Sword pedestal to see what item is there.
Yeah. They've had Book of Medora since early game. However, it's a little out of the way, and seeing as they don't have Fire Rod, that's what they're missing. You know, a lot of players will choose to check whenever they're doing Skull Woods. Whenever they're cleaning up Skull Woods, they check to see what the Master Sword has, but we have no clue.
But yeah, Xitaczz is checking out the Graveyard Cave.
Yeah,
here right
great
now.
Great spot to
Great spot to find troll items.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Speak of the devil, Xitaczz does have it. Flute in hand. He knows he does not need any other pendants. He might head straight to Meyer. And if Meyer is holding the well-hidden fire rod, that means that Xitaczz could be in go mode in the next 15 to 20 minutes, for sure. If of course the fire rod is just waiting for him there.
Oh yeah, so basically his play is to get the bird up and going, and probably he's gonna go straight to Meyer.
I think so. What is he doing? He just mirrored in town. Okay, he's just mirroring way over there and walking. Okay, no big deal.
But yeah, and since he's over there, he might be thinking that he could check desert while he's over there, which would be really good on the routing choice.
Yeah, great routing choice. In fact, before heading into Meyer, he might even choose to go to desert first because of how quick the chests are to get to. Not a lot of enemies in the rooms that aren't going to lock you in. Desert, you can just, you know, you can just kick butt straight through the dungeon to see what those, you know, quick, I think 2-3 items, depending on if you're going to kill Land Mollusk or not. Awesome item. Oh, actually, there's some freebie items as well once he heads to Meyer, but he's not. He's going up to the mountain, Dark Mountain. Here we go. This is where I predict the Fire Rod's going to be. If he finds Fire Rod on this mountain, guys, we are in for a race. Sacred is going to have some trouble catching up if Xitaczz about to find the Fire Rod. Oh man, my blood's boiling. I'm super excited.
Oh yeah, I am too. I mean, SacredHooves, I'm just waiting for him to just go right up there to find that flute. Hopefully he can find it really soon.
Yep. Now, this does not mean Sacred is in any kind of trouble, guys. If Xitaczz comes up to Dark Death Mountain and wastes time on all of these chests and doesn't find anything, and Sacred happens to just choose somewhere else, somewhere better to go that happens to have the Fire Rod, you know, this could play out very differently. We do have a blue cane. Xitaczz does find himself another magical relic.
Yes, and
So,
he could be thinking that he might have to check Spike Cave right now.
yep.
So
Well,
that's another thing.
for all we know, he could have to go deep into Turtle Rock. Or well, not deep. There's I guess one chest he can check in Turtle Rock that could have Fire Rod right now.
Zeta is checking the Hookshot Cave, and
Mm-hmm.
SacredHooves just getting out of the Turtle Room, which was a pretty good room, I would have to say.
Yep.
Both of these guys are playing fantastic today.
Yep. SacredHooves has had a really clean dungeon from beginning to end. Unfortunately, still needing a couple of items. It's always slow throughout Palace of Darkness. Even with spot-on routing, the dungeon takes a while to clear out all of those chests. That's compounded whenever you don't take the time to count your dungeon gear, the big keys, the map, and the compass, along with all the many small keys that Pod has to throw at you, just wasting your time.
Alright, so despite Turtle Rock being a pendant dungeon, Zeta does not take the time to go check out what he needs for that. But it doesn't matter since he actually has all the medallions.
Yeah, he also opts out of checking the Cane of Birna, the Blue Cane Cave. Even though he just found the Blue Cane, I'd imagine that put it fresh in his mind. Oh, that's a place I could check, Blue Cane Cave. But he does not. He just moves on. He's heading to Mire, checking the external chests first. I'd imagine he's heading straight in. What was it? I know that it doesn't matter. Both of our players have all the medallions, but I'm curious what both of the spots are. Oh, that's right. He didn't need to check on the mountain. He has all 3 medallions. Excuse me.
And Zeta going to check out the Warp Cave. And he found the cave, which kind of doesn't really help.
Well,
I mean,
I have seen some amazing cape strats in this race that I never even considered. I mean, sometimes you think, oh, like the Ganon fight, yeah, that's cool to use there. But cape has gotten a lot of love in this tournament so far. It's a really cozy item for a lot of these players.
I mean, I don't doubt it. I mean, cape is a pretty good item whenever you get it, but I don't know. The thing is, it's Cane of Birna versus the cape. Which one is better?
I would go with the cape because of a lot less lag to deal with.
All right, SacredHooves taking the gamble with Skull Woods.
Awesome play for SacredHooves. If he finds the Fire Rod here, there's a possibility. Well, he's having some trouble. Running into pits here. Okay, there we go. We are out of that first room. If Sacred finds the Fire Rod in the vanilla or the dungeon that it's in vanilla, that means he's going to be in dungeon rush mode a little bit before Zeta, not counting the Ice Palace. Excuse me. So it could play out where Zeta is searching all over Misery Mire to no avail. If he does not find Fire Rod in this huge dungeon, and SacredHooves does, that could put a nice edge on the race.
Mm-hmm.
If there isn't already quite a big one.
And then if Zeta doesn't find it here, he's either gonna have to gamble with Skull Woods or go right through Ice Palace.
Yeah. Hopefully he knows that he has access to Ice Palace right now. It's easy to forget, oh, I have an upgraded sword, and well, you don't even need the upgraded sword. I think you can use the regular fighter sword with the medallion. He does have bombos. He can get through the dungeon. He can kill the boss.
Mm-hmm.
Easy to forget.
The thing is, I think this race is going to come down who finds Fire Rod.
Yep. It's usually a magical relic that determines it, but we can't blame it on routing. Both of these guys have had awesome routing choices throughout Overworld and Dungeons.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd say these guys have given it an excellent round.
SacredHooves, even though he's missing Fire Rod and Flute, he is still sort of in go mode on this overworld. Seeing a fairy, he's down to only 5 hearts of health left, but sees a fairy and does not care. Doesn't hesitate, runs straight the opposite direction that she is flying.
All right, and he's going up to check Bumper
Yep.
Cave.
Since he is checking North Dark World in the mainland, I'm sure he's on his way to the graveyard to check that cave back behind it, behind all the graves.
Definitely.
Yep, he is. He is.
So far, nothing of value in Misery Mire.
No, tons of junk. Lots and lots of small keys in this dungeon as well.
And also of note, Xitaczz has checked East Death Mountain, so SacredHooves might lose time just by not checking there also.
So excited about finding the ocarina that he switches straight to it, goes straight to shovel, switches it to the ocarina, and then comes out and gets caught in a nice little mirror loop. Oh, it seems he did it on purpose. He's going straight to town. I like this. This is a good move on his part. Ocarina. Ocarina.
But yeah, from what we know, I mean, if Xitaczz does not find Fire Rod within the next 3 chests, then it is in one of the pendant dungeons.
Yep. I was shooting for it to be on Dark Death Mountain just because it took him so long to get up there and check it, you know. I was expecting it to be up there, but nope.
You know, I have this sneaking suspicion that desert will probably hold it.
That would be a pretty sneaky place for Fire Rod to be, considering entering the second they found Book of Medora, sure they could have went. They also had different gloves really early on. They could have came to desert, but not having a fire source kind of makes you want to delay coming to desert, and it being a pendant just compounds that. You want to avoid this dungeon for a while. SacredHooves, kind of retracing the steps of Xitaczz here. We'll see if he goes into desert first or if he goes straight into Mire as well to collect his 6th.
Alright, so Xitaczz did not find the Fire Rod.
Nothing but net.
Wow.
Oh, chat, I love you. Nothing but net. Oh, the dad jokes.
Oh yeah, I actually missed that he got the net. Wow.
SacredHooves, seeing the magic cape. Nope, I don't have time to be deleting blocks. I'm jumping back in my portal.
Now, what is SacredHooves gonna do?
I think he's going.
Yeah, he's definitely going into. He's going into Mire right now.
Ooh, I like that was what was mentioned by Alucard, that hammer pegs, was it checked? I feel like it was, and it didn't have anything important.
It was. I believe it was 5 rupees. It was rupees.
Okay.
Sometime, because Xitaczz went to check there, and then he went to check that. I think it had bombs.
Yeah, sometimes it can be hard to tell who has checked what, because these guys have checked separate locations that the other has not. It's a little hard to keep up with sometimes. Most of the time, the places that they're checking ending up being wastes of time, you know, but no way of either of them knowing. Xitaczz, he's coming into the last room before the Vitreous fight. Let's see how that goes for him. Shouldn't be too big of a deal with how overpowered he is. However, he still doesn't want to take too much damage. It's easy for this fight to get out of hand. He has 55 arrows. He has his bow equipped. I don't think he's too worried. Ooh. Now, I can agree with just taking a little bit of damage, but just letting the lightning hit him square in the face. but then putting his Cane of Virna to great use, switching back out to his bow and finishing off Vitreous. Awesome fight.
Yeah, definitely really good Vitreous.
Yeah, this is not the first time he has killed the Eyeball King. SacredHooves showing not a lack of knowledge, but just kind of bad routing choice. Yeah, going to check an extra part of the dungeon that does have a small key. However, Misery Mire is loaded with keys inside of chests. You're already going to have, you know, many too many. Even opening an extra door, you should be fine. Which I think is exactly what he's going to do. Yep, pop open a door and get right back. It might not seem like much going into a couple extra rooms in a dungeon, but lingering just a little bit gives your opponent that slight edge. And Xita is not. He's not looking for a draw. Xita is on a mission.
He's pushing forward hard.
Interesting. The map being on the lantern in Desert Palace means with book and fire source in hand, they could have came here much earlier.
Which means, like, there might be an interesting item.
Yeah. Finding Fire Rod here would be a huge payout, but it's looking like they're going to end up checking pendant dungeons. About an hour ago, they were first entering Dark World really quickly, finding, you know, Pearl in Link's house. By the way, Moon Pearl was in Link's house, everybody. Going into Dark World early on, all the times they've been through Dark Kakariko in this seed during this race, maybe somebody should have poked their head in and checked. Oh, neat mushroom. That might lead to something. Just postponing what the item is that he just found in Desert Palace. You have to love the fetch quest items. As I was saying, Fire Rod could be sitting pretty in Thieves Town right now in one of the first 4 easy-to-get-to chests. Just there for the taking, throwing one of these guys into go mode.
And I think Xita is going to gamble on this green pendant that's also here.
Now, a possible... Well, he's heading up.
Yeah, he's going to take this gamble.
Yep. This is worth it. I'm going to check his menu if I can the next time he pauses. Depending on what he has in his pause menu for dungeon gear, he might know, oh, there's an item waiting for me at the end of the Land Molus fight. I cannot skip this pendant. Then again, he could also be thinking, oh, I haven't checked Master Sword pedestal. I just need to get the pendants now.
He didn't get the map because that was on the torch, but he has Compass and Big Key, so there is an item.
Yep, he knows that there is an item there. He knows where the map is. He has the other dungeon gear, dungeon equipment. This is a good move. Good play. Great play by Xita to
definitely. And
double check.
Even if Land Molus doesn't pay off, he can go to Shirashula, and he might have Fire Rod.
Yep. So, possible fetch quest incoming, seeing as he has the mushroom, he needs to drop that off at the witch, and he's going to have the pendant required to get Sahasrara to throw an item in his face. Let's see how he handles Land Molus. Looks like he's just going in spin attacks. Yeah, he's just going to slash him.
That's like the most damage he can do. Well, no, the Fire Rod can do it, but...
Oh, he has Ice Rod. He has Ice Rod. He could use that, but it's very clunky hitbox on the projectile that comes out of Ice Rod. It's slow moving and does not... It's not really... hitboxes, what are they?
Right, so he found an earlier sword.
Yep. For anybody that doesn't know, you cannot downgrade swords in Randomizer. It's something that we just wouldn't want to happen. You know, finding Master Sword after Butter Sword would be pretty unfortunate. So seeing the Gold Sword again just means that he found Blue Sword or Red Sword. That's all that indicated. Ooh,
And here we
nice.
have SacredHooves getting ready to go through all of Mr. Meyer's basement, and
Yep.
Xita's checking out what he's trading for the drugs.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
There we
The
go.
scavenger hunt pays off. Xita goes into go mode. This is awesome. This is perfect. If SacredHooves comes out of Mire, I'm sure he's going to end up going straight into desert as well and finding himself a mushroom. We have a race, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be awesome. SacredHooves, if finding the mushroom and going directly to the witch's hut after Mire, it's a lot of presumptions I'm making. If he does, that means that he's skipped Dark Death Mountain. Oh, very exciting development.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm really hoping that SacredHooves goes to desert.
I would imagine he would, but it's easy to think about what you would do. Like, I know this goes for me as well. I know it's real easy to speculate, and during an observation, it's hard whenever you're in the race and you're thinking and your gears are grinding, trying to figure out where I need to go next. It's possible he comes out of here and just leaves without checking out desert because of it being a pendant. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
Actually, there is one thing to keep in mind. I mean, this is still a close race because once SacredHooves finds that fire rod, he has already done Ice Palace.
Yep. He does not need to do Ice Palace. That is a great thing to point out. Thank you, man. Him not having to do Ice Palace. Of course, I mean, Xita is going to get to do a Fire Rod Ice Palace. It's a little bit faster. He's not going to have to have the animation of Bombos. And maybe he can get a better setup for a quick kill during the Cold Stare fight, having the Fire Rod. Still, anybody's game.
But yeah, and something else that was pointed out, Silver Arrows has not been found by either racer.
I'm not sure. I don't think Sacred needs them. I don't think they're required for him. I'm not sure for Xita. If these players can do the 4th phase Ganon without silver arrows, having gold sword, they should have no trouble whatsoever. Excuse me, 1 second. Now, fortunately, because we have such an amazing development team on this project, on the randomizer, if a player does require silver arrows and he gets to the Ganondorf fight, Ganon will make fun of you during the last phase and tell you where it is. He will give you the item or the location for the silver arrows if you need them.
Yeah, I think that was a really fun feature to put in.
Yeah, very, very smart on the development team's end. Pretty clean dungeon. Xita seems to know exactly what he's doing in Skull Woods, just making his way through the dungeon, not wasting keys on doors he doesn't need to open. This dungeon is actually a lot bigger than it seems. Especially if you just watch speedruns of it, you only see a couple minutes of this dungeon. You can get turned around. You can get messed up pretty bad in this dungeon.
As someone mentioned in chat, Silver Arrows could be a Master Sword pedestal. Neither of them have checked what that was.
Mm-hmm.
That would be pretty interesting as well. Because if Xita is looking for those silver arrows, he is in for definitely a long haul.
Yep. I try not to assume as much as I can, but I don't think he's going to need a beautiful moth fight. Whoa!
Yeah.
Beautiful moth fight for Xita. I think it was 4 slashes. He kept him out of the spikes. Great, well done on his end. As I was saying, I don't think he's going to need silver arrows because he is in Dungeon Rush mode. He's not looking around Skull Woods for another item. SacredHooves, Fire Rod in hand, both of these players in go mode. Oh, this has just got really exciting.
Oh yeah, all SacredHooves has to do is go right through and beat Mothula. And Xita just has Ice Palace. I mean, this is gonna be a Ganon Tower clutch race.
Yeah.
It'll depend if Big Key's on right side or not, and if one of them decides to go right, take that gamble.
Yeah, it could come down to the Ganon Tower Big Key. Xita, unfortunately making up a ton of time on Sacred by not having to look around Ice Palace. However, that time completely negated by him heading to Dark Death Mountain. It really goes to show how routing sometimes does not matter, because you'll choose a bad place, your opponent chooses a bad place, and then eventually you both pick the right place to go and meet up in the middle. Fantastic race from both guys so far. A little fire rod shot to the beetle by SacredHooves. I like that. Didn't do anything, but it was a good shot, showing his accuracy, marksmanship there.
But yeah, SacredHooves checking this bottom treasure, surprisingly.
Yeah. What is he? Maybe he's just hoping to find silvers because he's here. I wouldn't be surprised if after the dungeon he goes and checks the Master Sword Pedestal too, if he is still checking things.
Having the big key there though is kind of interesting.
Yeah,
but seeing as how Xitaczz has all the items, and SacredHooves doesn't know that, I mean, there might not be anything there.
Yeah. I don't think he should be lingering. I really don't. Of course, this could come down to silver arrows.
It could, really.
I hope not. I hope both of these players are ready for a no silver arrow Ganon fight. I think Xitaczz is, because he is just storming through Ice Palace, setting up the bomb jump.
Now, I think from what I watched earlier, Xitaczz does have a little bit of trouble with the bomb jump.
Now, I'm not
but
sure.
Right now, he
nice second try.
Definitely a good recovery on that.
Yeah. I was worried it might take him a few tries. He does have a pocket full of bombs. He has 30 bombs on him, so I wasn't worried about that or his health too much. But
alright, SacredHooves just finishing Mothula.
Yeah, quick dungeon on his part, even with the extra locations he's checking.
Now the question is he going to look for silver arrows or go straight to Ganon's tower and hopefully that he can beat him silver arrowless?
Yeah. He has the lead. Let's see if he takes advantage. He doesn't know he has the lead, but he does. Also, we have a... No, we don't have a mirror. Switch to it. Maybe
he's gonna check the big chest.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, if silver arrows is there, this could be a definite decider in this.
Oh yeah, if he can find the silver arrows quickly without wasting too much time, it would be advantageous. But if this is all for nothing, maybe not so much. A little nervous for him. Xitaczz opting out of Fire Rod for the Cold Stare kill, using Bombos anyway. Not a bad play. He has half magic. He has great armor and tons of health and gold swords, so getting the puffs out of the ice and then just beating them up.
I think SacredHooves is going to call it and actually go straight up to Death Mountain right now.
Yep, that's what he's doing.
Xitaczz is right behind him.
Yep, the lingering that SacredHooves did, unbeknownst to him, puts them really, really close together.
I know, this is the closest that they've been in since the very beginning.
Yeah, at least that we could tell. Sometimes it's not clear who's in the lead or who has been more optimal with their movement and their routing. But now it's quite easy to tell. Both of these guys heading up the mountain. We're on our way to Xitaczz, everybody.
This is an interesting development. I think he's going to check Death Mountain, this chest.
Oh, you're right. He's on his way up anyway. It's a ton of chests. Ton of chests. This is going to give Xitaczz the exact opportunity he needs to sneak in and steal that lead.
Definitely. I mean, I wish SacredHooves wouldn't have done this, but
And to anybody that's concerned about his choice, no, this actually could be a really great choice for SacredHooves. If he is that uncomfortable with a silverless Ganon fight, it's better to take the 2-3 minutes it's going to take to check the side of the mountain. He has to come here anyway to get to Ganon's tower. Why not check this if that's going to mean he doesn't die or fall to Ganon 3 times?
Yeah.
If you have, yeah, go ahead.
Xitaczz actually taking the same route going up Death Mountain.
Hey, you stick to what you know, right?
Yeah. I've just never really seen anybody do it all that much.
I think it's a little bit slower to just go from the bottom of Dark Death Mountain up the mountain instead of going up and. Well, of course, they didn't have to do the animation of a new medallion and hammering the pegs to get into a different portal. So this was a good move on their part. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, and there goes Xitaczz opening up Ganon's tower, and SacredHooves right behind him.
Took the lead by just mere seconds. They are on the same screen, on the same animation. Same cutscene. This is awesome. G Tower is going to decide this race, everybody.
One other thing I'm gonna note that SacredHooves did not have an invincibility item. He did not have Blue Cane or Cape, so the Blue Cane of Berna could be something that SacredHooves might be looking for right now.
Yeah, true.
And here we have SacredHooves going right to the left side right away.
Yep, and it's not a bad play. He doesn't know that yet, but it will pay off, seeing as the first 2 items on east side G Tower were not the big key. That's bottom line, they just were not the big key. Ooh, man.
I mean, I'm on the edge of my seat right now.
Yeah.
This is...
I'm floored. Big key. SacredHooves finds the big key, takes the lead.
Get going. Just rush it.
He has a small key. He has 2 small keys even.
He has small keys. He can just go.
He's loaded for the dungeon, guys. He is on his way. Xitaczz right behind him. He doesn't know it. He finds the map. He's about to find the big key. Don't kill the skeletons. Just get the keys. You don't know.
And yes. He's got it.
Oh my goodness.
He's gonna kill the skeleton. No, he decides to mirror.
Nice. Oh, SacredHooves struggling with the spikes. With the spike peg room. See how he handles mimics? Oh, does not mess with mimic mechanics. He's just going in, he's gonna point blank them straight in the face. Or
this could be his downfall for this one.
Yeah.
I really wish it wasn't.
Oh yeah, having trouble with mimics. They are close to being in the same room again. See how Xitaczz handles his mimics.
Alright, honestly I feel that is the harder of the 2 rooms.
Yep. Now, fortunately for SacredHooves, Xitaczz having a little bit more trouble than he did with the spikes and the pegs, but seems to know how to control these mimics a little bit better. He's grouping them together, pulling them out of the spikes trajectory.
And he has mirror shield, so he can just stand there and shoot.
Yep, stare them right in their ugly faces, and it's not a big deal.
Alright, SacredHooves opting for the safe path back.
Nothing wrong with that. He did take a ton of damage. Speaking of which, he just got cannonballed twice, losing a heart of health and then losing a heart of health to the pit. Xitaczz seems to be observing his room whenever he enters it,
Alright, SacredHooves definitely taking safeties right now. There is nothing wrong with that.
No, catching a fairy, he knows he's in for a Ganon fight, especially if he's ill-practiced for a silverless Ganon fight. He's going in prepared.
Xitaczz also going for the safety. Wow, these 2 runners, their minds have been almost synced throughout this whole race.
That's right. Different things at different times, but very similar play styles. I've enjoyed this thoroughly. Not having a good gauntlet so far, just going in and doing work with his blue mail and golden sword. Just hacking away at these enemies, trying to get the doors to open throughout the gauntlet. While Xita enters his, he does have sword beams and makes great use of those sword beams in the first room.
SacredHooves getting ready to get out of there.
Yeah, it looks like that red mail excursion that Xita went on earlier in the maze, the Light World maze. He went out of his way for red mail even though he had blue mail, and it's paying off. Look at his health compared to SacredHooves. Sacred's being a little careless with some of his damage boosts, just running into enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully,
and interesting.
Conservative soon.
Sorry about that, but interesting choice of weapon to take out Landmola's too.
Yeah, Ice Rod. Not a bad choice. He didn't miss all of his marks. You know, he hit a couple of them a couple times. Ice Rod is not easy to use, so seeing him use it to land some hits, pretty nice.
Alright, Xita's
Going
just
with
now
another
going. Wow.
Yeah, only fight for a 2-cycle. Nothing wrong with that at all. I believe that's what he went for during the first Landmola's fight.
Oh yeah, and getting the quick triple kill off this second cycle. Alright, SacredHooves going for the lantern for this part. Hopefully he can pull this off.
Yeah.
Oh, he got that small magic, so he might be...
Yep, he knows what he's doing. He went out of his way to make sure he can shoot the fire rod instead of having to switch to his lantern back and forth.
Definitely a good thing knowing what's in these chests.
Xita loses a little bit of time to these whiz robes. Whenever, you know, every other cycle that you miss them, they fade out and you cannot damage them. You have to wait.
SacredHooves, he made a good call getting that fairy back there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's sitting on either a half or a quarter of a heart. He has two keys, not sure what he's doing. Maybe he's just hoping for health at this point. Gets shot in the spine. There goes his fairy. The fairy he was hoping to use during his Ganon fight, or hoping he doesn't have to, but the fairy that he had for his Ganon fight. I'm sure he will stock up again, not in the next room, but the one following. This is a close race, ladies and gentlemen.
But keep in mind, he has these two fairies. He has the potential for two fairies right there, which he does not take.
No, he doesn't. Instead, he finds some more regular arrows. Unfortunately, not what he's hoping to find. Xita checking chests as well. Maybe just hoping to find a luxury item like the silver arrows, or finding a heart piece that fills out a full set. Something like that. Yeah. Clean fight.
Xita almost missing the same thing. He's trying to get that last fairy.
Yeah.
Oh, but then he decides to go forward without picking up extra magic, so this could...
I think he'll be okay. As long as he plays it safe. He's not playing loose and wild with his fire rod shots during the Ganon fight.
It also depends on how experienced each of these guys are with the arrowless Ganon.
That's true.
But yeah, neither of these players have silver arrows, so they have to go arrowless Ganon if they even want to have a chance.
Or they could be waiting for the phase of Ganon where he tells you where to go and find them. Though I don't think we'll see either of these racers jumping into the pit and finding out.
Yeah, I would have to say that they wouldn't do that. SacredHooves finishing off Aghanim 2.
Both of them in the Aghanim 2 fight. Xita having a little bit of trouble with his, I guess it would be geometry, right? Trying to get multiple hits and it costing him a hit altogether, an entire round.
But yeah, let's see how SacredHooves deals with Ganon. He doesn't have red mail, so let's see how this works out.
Yep, if he gives that pig a kiss, he is dead. He has 4.5 hearts right now. He cannot afford to die. Okay, nice. He's using some cane strats here, just making sure he gets his 6 hits in on the Pig King there.
And here we have Xitaczz just finishing on Aghanim too.
Oh, nice, nice. They're both going to be into the Ganon fight in just a moment. Ooh, he needs to turn that magic off. Yeah, I thought it was a good play for him to use the cane, but man, he burned through more than half of his magic, leaving it on, slashing all that time. He only needed 6 hits. 6 hits on Ganon to move him into the next phase.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find the arrows in Ganon's tower? He is leaving. He's going to get them. Oh, SacredHooves wants those arrows. He's giving away the race. He doesn't know. Again, if he's not experienced with the fight, guys, he can't help it. No way to blame him for making this move. He wants those silver arrows. He's going to get them.
Oh, here's a question. Does Xitaczz have a fairy?
Ooh, I don't know.
So
if Xitaczz gets caught in a cycle of dying to Ganon.
Oh, we get to find out.
He does have a fairy. Give him that 7 health, and let's see if he can finish off this fight. Sacred is going to kick himself so hard to know that he was in the lead, took the lead back about 3 times in the last 15 minutes, back and forth between these 2 guys.
Yep, and Xitaczz definitely, he missed Torch Glitch.
Andy calls it exactly how it is. If he can't do Silverless, he can't do Silverless, and there's no reason to give him a hard time for that. An hour and 51 minutes in, and he is already, seen Ganon's face. This guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Definitely props on both of these racers for giving the seed. I mean, going through as much as they have and getting to Ganon at this point.
I think Rubel pointed out the best thing I have seen all tournament. Why did Ganon say they're in Ganon's tower when he should have said they're in my tower? I like that a lot. It's a very good question. Breaking the 4th wall.
Definitely, and I think Xitaczz is going to go and refresh on the fairies.
He is
from the trees. I thought my stream sort of lagged a little bit, so I thought he was going to go too.
He's doing some fairy farming right now in front of the pyramid.
Right.
This is not uncommon. I've seen a lot of players use this move, especially when first getting into speedrunning this game, because it can be brutal. And the Ganon fight can throw away so much time.
But yeah, right now, him getting some fairies just so he can have that little health buffer right there.
Yeah. Sacred is back in G Tower now. He is on a mission. He is looking for those silver arrows. I think he makes the right choice in coming back to the west side of the dungeon. Of course, skipping that chest I don't agree with. He just skipped a locked door. Why would he do that? He's looking for the silver arrows.
I think it might be he might not think that he has enough keys for it.
That might be the case.
Alright, Xitaczz is going back into Ganon.
Yep, take 2 on the Ganon fight for Xitaczz.
He didn't refill his magic.
No, he didn't. He also seemed to be missing some of his swings there, just a little bit out of range for Ganon. Hitting him with the beam sword.
Ooh,
that unfortunately causes a chain of body getting bodied by Ganon's bats, and that fairy is already burnt up. Wow.
I mean, in order for him to even have a shot with his, he has to get this torch glitch.
He does have some invincibility items, but having only half of half of his half magic, he cannot afford to be wasting it, especially depending on his... Oh, down to 1 health. 1 heart left on Xitaczz.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And SacredHooves just got out of the bomb room And still no silver arrows.
Excuse me. Finding silver arrows might be time sink totally worth it if you end up
Zita not getting it.
Yeah, missing the torch glitch. How many spin attacks do you know off the top of your head? Or how many spins it's going to take him? Ooh, I don't think it matters.
13, I think, to finish phase 4. Even with gold.
Yeah, even with gold spins or slashes.
Oh,
yeah,
12.
That's
12, I'm sorry.
That's what I was thinking it was. It was 12 for both of them. The red and yellow swords.
I don't think he has a magic refill for this fight.
No, I don't think so either. And he is eating bats left and right. Burning through so much magic. I don't even think switching
to... he doesn't even have enough.
Yeah, switching the lantern is not going to help him. He is about to
he should have had lantern right off the bat.
Yep.
Yeah, he's taking the fall.
Let's see if this pays off for Sacred. This could be an upset of an upset. Is he going to find silver arrows? Still no.
He didn't check that one room also, but he's going to right side.
Yeah, he didn't check a couple. He didn't check the big chest, which was right there available to him after checking those 3 chests. My goodness. So he has a couple of lingering items on west side G Tower.
Yeah, he has like I think he has 3 items on the west. 2 items in the skull, the 3 red skeleton room, and then you have the locked fire bar, which he hasn't checked.
Yeah, double fire bar. He walked right past it. I'm not sure why. But if he wants silver arrows and he's not leaving the tower without them, he will end up finding them. If that's where they are.
Now, SacredHooves could make a gamble, but...
Do you see the SacredHooves? They found so many bees in so many different bottles at the beginning of this seed. SacredHooves is putting one of those bees to work right now. I like it. I like it. It's not totally working.
Bees in Tower Room is an amazing feeling. Just to see them go around and destroy some of these tiles.
Yes. Yes. Sometimes the bee does not put in enough work and the tile just hits you square in the face, but it was really cool to see nonetheless. Where is he going? Looks like he's not too familiar with this side of the dungeon.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Zeta struggling with the Ganon fight. Deciding finally, I have a pocket full of money. We're going to get some potions and do this right. I guarantee Zeta with a couple of blue potions and a fairy will have no trouble finishing Ganon off.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's tested the waters. Yeah, he should be good. If Sacred can find himself some silver arrows really, really fast, I think he's still got a chance. I don't think he's out of it at all.
No, this is like entirely close. I mean, like, once he finds silver arrows, unless if he doesn't get back there. I mean, I honestly don't know how to call this right now. It is that close.
Yep. SacredHooves using bombs to hit the switch at the end of that conveyor. A lot more difficult than it looks. He has silver arrows in hand. We have a race, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Oh my goodness. He's heading up there. Now, he has not beaten Aghanim's tower. I hope he realizes it fast. He heads down. He does. He switches to hammer. He knows where he's going. He's on a mission. Oh my goodness. If Zeta does not have a clean fight, a clean final phase, Sacred is going to have that edge with the silver arrows. He is not worried. Such an amazing play on his end. And in your face to all the naysayers in chat saying, what is he doing, wasting time? If he can't do silver strats, he can't, or if he can't go silverless, he can't go silverless, and it is paying off right now before your eyes. Zeta almost into the fight, SacredHooves almost into the pyramid screen. Both of them on the same screen again in the final moments of this race.
I mean, you definitely have to give both of these guys props. I mean,
Yeah.
this is such an amazing race. Both of them have given it their best.
Yeah. Look at the confidence for SacredHooves. I don't know if he still has a fairy or not. He picks one up just for the health refill and then takes off up the mountain, or up the pyramid. Even skipping a single heart drop on the stairwell.
Now, if Xita can get that torch glitch, that will definitely save him some magic here.
Sacred, be careful. You don't burn through all your magic, sir. I'm a little nervous for him to be sitting down there using up that magic. These guys, both not knowing exactly how many attacks it takes with this particular sword to move the fight along. It only takes 6 hits, 6 slashes with the gold sword to move through the first 2 phases. SacredHooves put in about, I don't know, a good 45 slashes to Ganon's backside, using the Cane of Birna, making sure he kills this pig. Xita, did he miss? Did he miss the torch glitch? I think he did, but he has tons of magic, so he should be okay. Playing it safe, but look at this. Look at this. Last phase for Sacred, plugging him with silver arrows. Oh, he hasn't switched? There you go, there you go. There we go. He switched to silver arrows. He's good. Oh, wow. I guarantee when Xita comes back to face his next opponent in this tournament, we will see him with a cleaner Ganon fight. During these races, guys, when you make a mistake, you really double down to fix that mistake for future endeavors.
Oh, definitely.
The Ganon fight just cost Xita this race. SacredHooves finishing first place, 2 hours, 1 minute, 19 second official time. Good game.
Very good.
I'm gonna see if he wants to get in here with us. See if he wants to come in for an interview. Wow, that fight.
Wow, just that, the last 10 minutes. Xita just going off on Ganon this whole time.
Yep.
And it just didn't pay off.
Yeah, it did not. Now, fortunately, him seeing that his opponent has done, maybe Xita can come in and be a little bit more relaxed. It seems like a harsh thing to say, but choking is easy. Anybody can choke any seed in this tournament. You guys are in for one after another delightful race. Great seed. Did you notice this seed was really cool? Fire Rod in the Witch's Hut, and the Mushroom was in Desert. A desert that didn't require boots. It was nice. Nice seed.
I mean, they could have had Fire Rod like maybe over an hour ago.
Okay. 1 second. I'm going to see if he wants to come in now. He does want to come in. I think we have to pull him in from General, I'm pretty sure. Just waiting for him to pop into the General voice channel so we can drag him in here. Yo, Sacred, how do you feel right now, man?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh
like,
my god.
I'm not trying to be rude to my opponent here in any way, shape, or form. It's just, oh my god. Like, my hands are shaking. Like, I nearly screamed in joy when I finished. Like, I see Ganon blown up. I'm like, oh, please don't be there. Please don't be there. I can do this. I can do this. Get ready to type. Get ready to type.
It was neck and neck, and you made a crazy choice of screw you, Ganon. I know where your silver arrows are. You headed back up to the tower, There were some naysayers. People didn't believe in your strategy, and I knew there was a possibility of it paying off.
I honestly have to admit to you, okay, guy, the whole thing was like, all right, in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, he hasn't said he's entered Janus Tower. Zeta has not said a single thing this entire time in the chat since the good looks. So if he's at Ganon, I'm gonna have to risk it. Let's figure out where Ganon's weakness is. And I saw the 2 keys, I saw the big key, I was like, let's run the tower. I get done, I get through Ganon, I use the Cane of Burner to my advantage, and then just as soon as I saw Ganon's tower, I was like, it's on the light side, let's go. Boom.
Yep. You did check a lot of extra chests in that tower to find silver arrows, but they won you this race. Those silver arrows put in work.
And definitely going out of your way to check Eastern Death Mountain, holy crap. Going out of your way to check that and getting Cane of Berna, I knew right then that that was going to be the item that could make or break this race.
Yep. Your opponent, do you want to know what he decided to do? You guys were in the Ganon fight at the same time. He attempted it a couple times, maybe 2 or 3 times, and now he is headed up to find himself some silver arrows as well.
Alright, just because I have to know, who was at Ganon first?
You were.
Yeah.
I was, okay.
But he was in the Aghanim fight at the same time.
Okay, so he's on my heels.
Yeah, the both of you went into Ganon's tower. Like, Zeta went in first, but you ended up going left first.
Yep. You did not check
and that
right
gave
side.
you that little push for the lead for Ganon's tower.
I knew it was coming close because, like, as soon as I saw where, the mushroom was like, oh my god, please let this do what it needs to do. And when it turned out to be, the mushroom was the fire rod, I was like, it's on, rush, rush, rush.
Get go mode activated.
Total full rush mode activated was when I found the hammer. As soon as I saw the hammer, I was like, okay, let's do this. We can knock out 2, we can knock out 5, we have, King of Samaria, we can go to 1 afterwards, we can tattle back over to 6 if we need to, which ended up working out perfectly from that dungeon. We ended up going from there to the graveyard to get our mushroom, to go to, Skullwoods, and, Great
routing, by the way. You made some great choices. You took some gambles. Both of you guys did. You and your opponent took some huge gambles. Some paid off, some did not. What do you think was the most elusive item that gave you the biggest trouble? I would imagine Fire Rod.
Fire Rod was indeed the elusive key, because everything else started coming together. When I saw Samaria, I was like, awesome. When I saw all 3, medallions, I was like, great. And when I saw that Meyer was, Quake again, I was like, you were trying to come back to, taunt me. Not this time.
Oh my goodness.
But once... Go ahead.
Someone did ask, why did you choose to skip the red mail? I was wondering that also.
My thought process was, yes, it is worth the damage reduction. However, is it going to be worth the 8 seconds I could save and possibly get ahead somewhere? And I come to think at this point in time, there is a possibility that, let's say in a different timeline, this race is going on. I stop to get red mail. Well, Zeta enters into Ganon's tower before me this time and is able to do, Silverless Ganon, thus costing me the race. So... was those 8 seconds worth it there? No. So I've decided, last time I went for it and it was 10 arrows. That was my dumb idea. This time I figured, let's be safe. Let's double back and check instead.
I like it. You did have blue mail really early on, so skipping red mail, I think I agree with it. However, in some of your later dungeons, you did start just jumping on every enemy. Through the dungeons. When you went into go mode, you stopped slashing at any enemies. You just moved forward.
I'm gonna get yelled at by this person later, but he is on Twitch. I'd like to credit his name for this one, Epi37. He does something called Epi tanking, where he'll just legit soak all damage possible just to get through the dungeon. Also, on a side note, just real quick, because I am holding true, I did tweet this and I did put this in my chat, but I did want to put this out there for those that didn't know about it. I am indeed wearing the blue rainbow unicorn sunglasses at the moment.
Oh wow!
On stream, in case you guys want to laugh.
Sounds really cool. I think you had about 31 bonks. I didn't catch some of your stats, but some of them are great. 5-minute menu time, awesome.
Wow.
You didn't linger a lot in your menu. Yeah, great job.
5-minute menu time. Sub 6 used to be a fantasy. Holy cow.
I like it. Dude, sub 2 hours. Now that your nerves have calmed a little bit, I think we were all shaking after your upset there.
Oh yeah.
We thought you threw away the win. You were in the lead, left the Ganon fight. So many people thought you threw away the win, but no. Strategic move, leaving, going to get silver arrows. Xita has to now. He's on his way to get them. You starting to calm down and feeling a little bit better?
I'm more nerved out. My nerves have kind of come back together, and I'm finally I'm on some level hooving per se.
Great job, man. You landed a win for your round robin. You've done another race, at least one other, haven't you?
Yes, I did it against a Parisian player.
No, Parisian won that one. He came back after.
Yeah, he won that.
A huge loss. So you have 1 win, 1 loss, 2 more races in your robin to find out if you move on to brackets. Great job, man.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you. I think I'm actually gonna tune in right now to see how Xita's doing herself.
All right, man. Well, again, good luck on the rest of the tournament. Great job. I think if you're gonna go and check it out, I don't want to have a double stream or anything like that.
I already ended my stream, so.
Okay, nice, well done.
I do have one question before you go.
Oh, I'm gonna stick around to the end of it anyway, because I do want to.
Oh, okay.
I do want to talk to Xita afterwards. But go ahead. What's your question, Fetch?
Me. What have you learned, like this race, that you could apply for your next races in the future?
Good question.
I mean, in terms of routing.
In terms of routing?
Or strategy, even.
In terms of routing or strategy, I think the definite, going forward from here, the almighty goal is to remember, what dungeons link up to what, and to remember not to get overly frustrated, because there were moments where I was getting a little bit heated, but then I had to remember that I messed myself up by getting mad the other day. So I just had to remember to calm down, remember, okay, what items open what, and that will help you progress a lot easier, so that way you can think about where you're going next.
Sacred, you kept moving forward. I didn't see any tilt on your end at all.
Compared to yesterday.
Yeah, it's easy. It happens to everybody, and it can happen on any seed. But I didn't see it. I didn't see any tilt whatsoever, any frustration. I know there were some times where you were kicking yourself, oh, that was a big time sink. I just wasted a lot of time. But the nature of the beast, you have no idea where Xita is, if he's making the same mistakes or the same routing choices. I do have a good question for you here. What about Ganon? What about Ganon? Do you plan on putting some practice in, trying to learn Silverless? Maybe that's one less item you need to concern yourself with?
Well, that is a good point, and we're, by doing this match with Xita today and Parisians yesterday, this does give me, a chance to, quote, have a bye week, and I could spend that, my spare time streaming. I could do a practice of Silverless Ganon and just, get it down.
I guarantee if you take the time to practice either Master Sword or Tempered Ganon fights, if you come into the Ganon fight with a gold sword in another tournament race, you will destroy him. You'll put the pig right in the dirt. Ooh, speaking of dirt, Mirror was in the Blue Boy, the Haunted Grove, right?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Haunted Grove, yes.
Hence, the boy can see again.
yeah. Fortunately, you and your opponent both found that early on, but that could have been an elusive item, and it could have really put a gear, both of the seat for both of you guys.
Oh yeah, totally.
Just a good shout out to that. You going straight there the second you can. Anytime you found a scavenger item, you made sure to push that along. Which in the end that led you to Fire Rod, luckily.
I do gotta ask, out of the sake of curiosity, because I know you guys know, where perchance did Xita pick up Mirror Shield?
Really early on.
It was Blacksmith.
Yeah.
Really?
Blacksmith.
Yes.
I usually go to them, and I didn't this time because I had everything I needed. Huh. Goes to show you how such a little, what could seem to be insignificant of a stop can turn out to be a big thing. Like you were saying with the shovel, like as soon as you have that scavenger item, go the distance, go see what it's going to do because it could lead to something important. Like when I got the flippers, I was like, all right, now it's time to get my 500 so I don't have to fake flipper. What'd that turn out to be? That turned out to be the hammer. All right, that started my dungeon rush. And just those little things put together, knowing how those all click, it's just, again, part of, making yourself a good route for stuff like this.
Every seed is an adventure, and you learn a lot from every one of them. You could have went to Zora much sooner to get that expensive hammer. Would have been totally worth it. I think that you were missing out on hammer, fire rod, and flute, while Xitaczz was only missing out on fire rod for a good long while, at least 20 minutes of the race. Excuse me. And once you found the flute, I mean, it all fell into place for you. Everything fell into place for you then. You showed some great shortcuts through whirlpools, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
The catfish, heading up to catfish doing a whirlpool that I never used. That was really, really nice. Cool routing.
I'm glad you actually brought that up because that's something I want to talk about if I can for a moment.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so here was my logic once I found out what was where in the light and the dark worlds. Once I found out that Turtle Rock and Thieves Town were optional, it's like, okay, so let's think about this. I'm going through my items, what I have for stuff, and it's like, alright, so I really just need the hammer and I can start dungeon rushing, because I tried it to dungeon rush starting with 2, didn't get the hammer, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be a problem. So I was like, all right, let's just think about it and let's go find it. So we found the hammer and I was like, all right, that started the whole chain of events there. And that's how I ended up eventually finding the ocarina. And then I found the mushroom and then I found the fire rod and all that just suddenly came together. And yes, while I did get flippers, relatively early on, at the moment when I was in the thought process, it's like, all right, I have flippers, but I'm going towards something that could be much more better for me. So let's just keep going.
More to choose from. Not just the 2 or 3 items from that one spot. You had tons of money too. The way that the seed played out, of course, in hindsight and retrospect, it's so easy to pick one of these seeds apart, but I still have to. I still have to. You guys could have went to Desert and to Zora's domain very early, and
oh, totally.
That would have landed you the fire rod and the hammer a lot earlier than you did, but somehow you both routed out just. It was similar. You guys have very similar playstyles. I think Xitaczz is a little bit safer than you are. He doesn't take quite as much damage. He went out of his way for the red melon, in fact, and you could tell the difference throughout Ganon's tower, where he had about twice as much health as you at all times.
True. I think he has like 1 or 2. He either has 1 or 2 more, or we had the same amount of hearts. I can't remember.
They were right about the same, 13 or 14. The average that everybody finishes with is right around 13 or 14, I'd imagine.
Oh, and by the way, Xitaczz just found the silver arrows.
He is on his way to go kill Ganon.
Like as soon as I read that Ganon's tower has the arrows, heart started racing. I found them. Freaking body's going everywhere. It wants to scream, it wants to cry, it wants to mash the controller into a million pieces, hoping Ganon dies that faster.
Unfortunate place for silver arrows, but you made it work. I bet you were hoping for silver arrows to be somewhere a little bit more accessible.
I was hoping
the Dark Mountain again.
Oh yeah, I was so hoping it was Thieves Town, so it would have been a quick dip, and then it would have been the most awkward 180 to come back center to the pyramid, because again, Agnum 1's not down, but it would still have been,
that would have been much faster.
A better choice than having to go up, save and quit, come down, go over to the Swamp Palace's entrance, and then walk to the pyramid. I was contemplating coming from Eastern Palace via, Palace of Darkness, but I was like, you know what, that's going to be just a touch longer.
Oh man, well, either way, ended up perfect. I do want to focus on Xitaczz here. He's falling into the fight right now.
Oh yes.
Here we go. He struggled a couple times. He's struggled a couple times on this fight now. I think he still has potions in his inventory.
He used one in Ganon's tower because he had to go up to the top to get a small key in order to go to the right side.
Okay, he did use one during one of his previous Ganon fight attempts as well, but it looks like he's got it under control this time around. He has about half of his magic left over, and it should be more than enough. No, he found the silvers. He might not have switched to them in the menu, but he does have them.
Yeah, he hasn't switched yet, but he does have his silvers on the ready as he's starting to enter phase 3 here, where we finally found the all-revealing hint.
Incompetent hero calls you out there, SacredHooves. You did forget to switch to silver and plugged him with a couple of wooden arrows.
Yes, I did. I was sitting there going, why aren't you getting hit? Oh, darn.
Yep.
Oh, and like Xitaczz, I don't know if he still has that potion left, but he's still going with his magic.
I think he's fine. Ooh, taking way more hits than he probably should. Yeah, he has a blue. He has a blue.
All right. He'll be fine.
Full health. This fight is over. 2 hours, almost 20 minutes, 27 seconds for an official race time for Xitaczz. Oh, let's see if he wants to get in here for an interview.
Actually, I do have one more question for you, SacredHooves.
Sure, what's up?
What was going through your mind when you went through Mire?
When I was going through the mire?
Like, you went up. Like, after you went through the chest that normally has the compass, I believe. Like, it has the Beamos and the red skeletons. Sorry, I don't really know the name of that room. But you went up and to the left.
Oh, I know what he's talking about. North Misery Mire, there's a single key under a pot. It's just a bunch of big, like, theater rooms, big empty rooms.
Oh, that one, yes.
Kind of just looking around, wandering throughout Misery Mire. Yeah, you did a little bit, I think.
Yeah, at one point I'll admit I did, lose my pathing there, but, I got my head back on straight, and I was like, alright, I know what I'm doing now.
Easy to do.
Alright.
I think, yeah, we're going to see if he wants to come in here. No answer on that yet, but I do want to point out, one of your best routing decisions was early Bombos Ice Palace. That was nice. That was really nice.
Again, it's, I finished Dungeon 2. Dungeon 5 is right there. I have the mirror. I have the hammer. I have Samaria. What's stopping me? Bombos, I can get in there, blow them open, just sword dance and be careful, which, I ended up regrettably taking a little bit more damage than I wanted to, but I still managed to, turn that around to, I think, somewhat of a good advantage on my behalf.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
It was definitely a good ice palace, if I do say so myself.
It's not an easy palace. It's not an easy dungeon to do optimally, depending on the different types of gear you can have coming in. But you cleared out the chests. I don't think you found anything of merit, but you still cleared them all out pretty quickly.
I ended up getting Red Shield, was the only benefit from Red Palace, which honestly it did help me a little bit, because that was one of my major things, was just face tanking every single arrow and whatnot that came in my face.
Oh yeah, I think you found Sinkheart in the middle of Ice Palace too, and got a free refill right in the middle of the.
Yes, it was Ice Palace. That was that was very welcome.
Oh, I think somebody just popped in here. Hey.
GG.
Hey, Xitaczz.
GG, Sacred. GG. In the end, it all came down to Ganon.
It literally did, man.
Do you want to know how much it came down to Ganon in the end? Do you want?
I don't even want to know. I think.
Okay, well, I will if you really don't want to know, I'll let you go back and see it for yourself.
It was very welcomed.
Your choice. Oh, I think so. After fighting Ganon a couple times, I'll just let you know.
GG.
Your opponent had that same decision a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
That's what cost it. Yep.
But either way,
it literally did, man.
You want to know how much? Yeah.
It was neck and neck, and there was no way that we could have figured out who would have won up until the very end.
Oh man. Yeah.
That's how to pronounce your name, right? I'll just call you Xitaczz.
Yeah.
What gave you the hardest time? I would imagine it was Fire Rod.
Yeah, kinda. At some point I was like, okay, I only need Fire Rod, and yeah, for some reason I was just going through the dungeons, trying to find it, but yeah.
You did find it, found it at the end of a scavenger hunt.
Yeah. But yeah, and at that point I was like, maybe I should go and find silver arrows. but I figured that my opponent would probably not be that far behind, so I was just hoping to find them in Ganon's tower, like, along the way, but yeah, I didn't.
Almost.
Almost, just, the complete different side of the tower, but hey.
Yeah, the last chest. I think you opened every chest in G Tower before you finally found it.
I think so. No, there was one left.
Oh, okay, close to all of them.
There was one left.
Well, if you actually had managed to pull off Silverless, you would have gotten the win, and it would have been well deserved. So
yeah, well, you deserved this win as well, because I knew my Silverless wasn't good. I've done it like once off stream just for shits and giggles.
Kudos for trying. You put in a couple of attempts.
Yeah, at that point I was like,
potions.
They are in Ganon's tower. That will take me a lot of time to get. So
Yeah,
let's
risk
just
and reward.
Just try a few times, and at some point I saw Sacred finishing, and at that point I couldn't pull it off. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get silver arrows.
Yep, let's kill the pig.
Let's just get it over with.
Great job, man. Did you enjoy it? Did you have fun? Now that's
of course. Yeah, I like doing those, and I like them races. So I'll definitely do more of those, even after the tournament is finished.
Oh yeah, they're very addicting. You can't stop it. It's
I did a practice run.
Games,
Yeah, I think Sigrid, we were lucky because this afternoon I actually had a seat where what was it again? It was some trolley action as well. Like oh wait, Xitaczz had the Moon Pearl.
Oh, that's painful.
Yeah.
That's really painful.
I was like, I had one light wall dungeon that I didn't have to do, and I was like, but what if? Just what if?
I was contemplating if Desert Palace was gonna be necessary, but again, after finding everything that I needed, it was pretty good.
For me it was basically like, I'll finish Meyer and then head into Desert. Well, then check which dungeon Desert is. If it's the one that might unlock Xitaczz, then why not?
I have a couple more questions for you, Zito.
Yeah.
What did you learn during this seed, during this race, and what did you take away from it that you want to learn? I asked SacredHooves as well if he's going to put some work into the Ganon fight and maybe try to get some Silverless down under his belt.
Silverless definitely, because that one basically costed me the race. And, just a few things like not skipping chests when not 100% sure.
Oh, it can be a great reward if you gamble and it pays off, but as we've seen already in this tournament a couple times, sometimes skipping chests or NPCs can bite you.
Yeah, and just general going to Dark Death Mountain would definitely be, handy to do that quicker, because just a lot of chests.
Yep. It didn't pay off, I don't think.
In the end it didn't, but
yeah.
It's just that kind of stuff.
SacredHooves actually put off going to Dark Death Mountain until his way up Death Mountain to go to G Tower.
Wow.
Pretty neat. Yeah, pretty cool routing.
Yeah.
Especially because he was still looking for silver.
Well, in that regard, my original plan was to save Hera for the absolute last one and just have a mirror portal there. But, I got thinking, what if something I need's in here? Son of a gun, here we go.
It's actually a cool idea to leave the portal right outside of G Tower. It's a good move.
It would have been easy access, would have warped in, it would have taken a couple seconds, shines me in, done. But, again, I wasn't smart enough at that exact moment for that, and I felt like it had been done sooner if I actually remembered to do it that way. But, all in all, it happened the way it happened, and that's just the way it is, man. I mean, it was a good race, fun race. I'm glad I entered this tournament and actually stuck to doing this tournament. I'm having fun.
Well, like the exact moment before jumping down to Ganon, I was wondering if Silvers would actually be in ice. Because I basically bomb jumped and skipped, 90% of ice. So I was like, if they're there, then I'm I'm not happy, but
well, they
that
weren't.
would have been quicker than Ganon's Tower.
Oh, trust me, I thought Thieves Down would have been better, but again, the whole 180 back would have been the pain in the butt, but, you know, it would have been quicker either way.
Yeah, but definitely a good race, and, you know, you deserve to win. I hope your followers are actually happy that you're now gonna do a stream with your swag glasses. Or what was it, hoodie? I don't know.
It was blue rainbow unicorn sunglasses, My Little Pony glasses. I wore them after the stream. I put up my webcam for everyone to see, so...
Awesome. Awesome.
They were lucky unicorn rainbow sunglasses.
Apparently they were.
Next time I'll have to bet on my red ones.
Did you actually get red mail?
I have to shout you guys out. That was an awesome race. If you get bored sometime tonight, go back and watch that. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
The developments were just odd. At odd times, you guys took turns doing stuff. Sometimes you were in the same dungeon, sometimes you were opposite sides of, the world.
Well, Sacred, I wish you the best of luck in the rest of the tournament.
You as well, Zeta.
And, yeah.
I think we're all getting out of here. I don't know
definitely.
what else is on. There might be a race coming up at 4 o'clock EDT or something. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's been Fetch Dog and the OK Guy. We've been doing our best. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Great race, great tournament, man.
Thanks for coming out and watching this. All of these guys are amazing.
Yeah, follow the runners. These guys, some of them make it look easy, but they put a lot of work in to put on a show for you guys, and that was that's a great example, was how close they were there at the end. Man, my blood's still so warm from it. All right, later, everybody. I'll probably see you before too long. I'm sure it won't be that long. Whether it's a race or more commentary to keep everybody happy. Also, thanks to the channels that help with restreams and setting all this up. Shout outs to Speed Gaming, give them a follow. Sometimes you'll catch races over at Speedruns Live, that channel. Follow them as well. Of course. Later, guys.
Yep. See everyone later.
Thanks, Fetch.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
watching.